Hello. So in this video, we're going to discuss why campsite traffic isn't random and how it actually works. So we're going to look at how traffic ends up on campsites itself and then how that traffic ends up in specific models' rooms. So we're going to discuss why some models end up with thousands of viewers in their room at any one time and why others struggle to get even 10 viewers in their room at any one time. So as I said, traffic on campsites is not random at all. And once you understand why it isn't random and how it actually works, everything else starts to make sense and you understand why things happen the way they happen. And then you can optimize the way you run things to get the best results. So, if we discuss first what campsites actually do, so their core purpose is bringing users onto the site and then turning those users into the most amount of money as possible. That is essentially all a campsite is. It's users in and then maximizing the amount of money they make from the users. The models and the rooms are just the mechanism that they use to convert the users into money. It's no different to, say, an online casino website where they get users onto the site and then the games on the site, roulette, blackjack, whatever else, that is the mechanism that they use to convert the users they get in onto the site into money. And the way the marketing and everything is kind of structured to get users onto the site is actually very similar with, say, campsites and casinos, as we'll look at now. So let's look at how traffic arrives at the site and then how it flows through the site. So there's only two real ways how traffic can arrive at the campsite. So when I say traffic, I mean customers, viewers, people willing to spend money on models. So it's either cam platform marketing, which is the campsite's own marketing efforts. It's the ones that they're paying for and the ones that they're directly doing themselves, or affiliate marketing. So pretty much all major campsites use affiliate marketing. This is where some affiliates are doing marketing on behalf of the campsite, and then based on performance, the campsite then pays the affiliate a commission. So this is typically can be a revenue share scheme where the affiliate might get paid a percentage of money that the users that they send to the site spend, or it could be something like PPS, which is pay per sign up. So if a user signs up to a campsite that the affiliate has sent there, then they might get paid a fixed amount for that. So every campsite has different deals that they offer affiliates, and it's all structured slightly differently, but the principle is the same. So why do they have this kind of 50-50 split between cam platform marketing and affiliate marketing? Obviously, I don't know if it is actually 50-50. I don't have the inside data for that, but I'm just giving an estimate there. But so cam platform marketing. So as I said, this is the advertising and the marketing that the cam site is doing itself. So this is stuff like SEO, search engine optimization. So when you search for the site's name, if it's at the top of Google, might be paid ads on the top of Google, tube ads, embeds. So they might be paying for advertising space on other adult sites or pop-ups, those kind of things. That's stuff that they're paying for. And then money that's invested into returning users. So getting users that have previously spent money or signed up to the site to come back. So this is stuff like email campaigns, those kind of things where you might get emails from the different campsites asking you to come back to the site and essentially trying to get you to spend some money. So this type of marketing is full risk on the campsite. They're the ones putting the money up front, the time up front, the staff up front to get people on there. So all of the risk is on them. So typically they have high confidence in the stuff that they're spending on. So if they're buying advertising space on a certain site, they'll usually have high confidence that that traffic from that ad is going to convert into a good amount of money for them. Otherwise, they wouldn't be putting their money up front into it. And then we've got affiliate marketing. So this is typically a more aggressive, high volume approach that the affiliates take. So as we've discussed, the affiliates are doing the marketing on behalf of the campsite here, and then the campsite is just paying the affiliate a commission or a fixed amount depending on the deal that they have. But the affiliate is essentially free to try and get traffic to the campsite whichever way they like. So they can be way more aggressive and take a much more high volume approach. So it can be similar things like tube traffic, bought ads, SEO blogs, review sites, white label campsites. That's a big one. So where they embed the sites, the different campsites into a different site with maybe different keywords that targets a different audience, but all essentially brings people back to the same site's back end and gets the traffic to the same place. So why do campsites depend so heavily on affiliates? It reduces the campsite's risk massively, because if the affiliate is out there spending money and putting in work to get people onto the site, but that doesn't pay off and they don't make any money from those users that they're sending, then the campsite doesn't have to spend any money typically. So it's pretty much risk-free for them. Also, affiliates can go to places and do advertising methods and marketing methods that the campsite doesn't really want to touch directly. So it can disassociate itself with those kind of aggressive, messy advertising techniques to keep itself clean, essentially. So it's basically its external marketing department that can do what it like, whatever it likes to get traffic to the site. So that's where the traffic comes from. So the traffic then arrives at the campsite itself. So the platform then has to decide. So we have these users coming onto the site. Now we need to make as much money as possible from these users. Obviously, we can see the money that is eventually spent on the campsite has to go back into the cam platform marketing, or back out to the affiliates as commission, or back out to the models as well. So they need to make sure that they are extracting the maximum value from the money that's being spent on these marketing methods. So this comes down to a key ratio that the cam platforms use: LTV to CAC. So that is lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. So basically what this is looking at is the monetization efficiency. How much money are we making from each customer on average compared to what it's costing us to acquire that customer? So if we're spending, let's say, $3 to get a customer onto the site, we have to be making at least $4 for this to be worthwhile. So for every $3 they spend acquiring a customer, if they're making $4 from each customer on average, then overall that's profitable for them. So that's what they're looking at. So when this traffic arrives at a campsite, they have all of these models online, they have all of these rooms, but they need to put these viewers into rooms that give them the highest LTV to CAC ratio. They need to get the most out of them. So they're going to give the traffic, they're going to give the users to the models who are the best at extracting the money from the customers in each specific circumstance. That is what it essentially comes down to. So when you see some models with loads of traffic, other models with none, this is why. At the end of the day, the campsite doesn't care about any particular model. It's not out there to be an employer or a friend to models. It just needs to maximize the amount of money that it's getting from the viewers in. And if some models are simply not converting the traffic, then it's just wasted money for them. They're paying money for these visitors to end up on the site, and if they're being sent to models who do not convert those users into paying customers, then the campsite just isn't going to give that model viewers, because it's just throwing money away. So when we think about why some models end up with massive rooms and other models end up struggling to get any viewers, it comes down to make two different factors really. So obviously a model can do a lot to increase her, let's say, chances of getting viewers and increase her conversion rates, how much money she's extracting from the viewers in the room. There's a lot that can be done by the model themselves in order to get more viewers into the room. So I've discussed this in other videos, and I'll be making more videos about it in the future about specific steps models can take to get more viewers into the room. But there's also some models on the top pages of these sites who have a number of viewers in their room that just seems insane sometimes. So you see models with 8, 9, 10, maybe even more, 15,000 viewers in a room, and you think, how have they managed to get this many viewers in their room? I struggle to get more than 200 on a very good day, or maybe you get 500, maybe even get 1,000. But you just think, I've never got to that point where I'm at like 5, 6, 7,000 viewers, and I understand that might not be a problem for everyone, as I'll discuss later, but why does that happen? So when you see these two marketing sources, the CAM platform and the affiliate marketing sources, they're buying adverts, but not all adverts are the same. So some adverts direct users to a homepage, the campsite's homepage, and lets them explore. For example, it might be an advert that says something along the lines of view live models now, and then it's got a big page with all the available models that they can browse and click. Typically, it'll be the top of the pages. Why do certain models end up at the top? So that's the algorithm pushing the highest converting models to the top, the same ones that will be shown on those homepage ads. Or there may be other ads where specific models are shown in specific rooms are shown in the ads. So rather than having an ad that shows the homepage of the campsite that kind of lets the viewer explore and choose which one they might want to go in and spend money on, they have a specific model's room as the ad itself. It might be like a pre-roll, so before the video, or a pop-up with the model's room, any of these things. But how does the campsite choose which model to display? So typically how those ads will work is there'll be something called a smart link or a rotating link, where there'll be one link for the ad, but every time a viewer clicks on a video or something and it shows an ad, it might show a selection of 1 of 5 to 10 models. So these models are typically highly ranked on the websites towards the top pages at that moment in time. And the campsite has decided these are the best models based on our kind of homepage testing. These are the best ones who are converting the best right now. So when you see these models with thousands and thousands of viewers in their rooms, it's never typically just organic traffic from the site itself. It's usually traffic being injected into the models' rooms via these ads. So basically the campsite has decided, we're going to spend a load of money on ads for these specific rooms right now because they're performing well, they're converting users into paying customers. So we want to buy traffic, put the users into this room because we are confident that we can make money back from this investment. So that is when you see thousands of viewers pouring into specific models' rooms, because the campsite is pouring that traffic in for them. So why do some models end up having this traffic injected and others don't? That comes down to how well a model can convert cold traffic, essentially, because most of these ads, the users coming in from these ads are not users who have already been on the site. They're users who have never been to the site before, or they don't have an account and they've never spent money. The credit card isn't stored on the website, so they're harder to convert. But these models in these rooms are good based on the campsite's testing, are good at converting these cold customers into paying customers. So that's why they get these thousands of cold customers injected into their rooms. because that's what they're good at doing. They're good at taking viewers who have never been on the website before and getting them to spend money. Do the models mean to do this? Are they consciously trying to do this? Maybe, maybe not. But at the end of the day, the campsite's deciding that they're good at it. It might be because some rooms are very public show orientated. They put on a show in the public room, and there's less focus on intimacy and a private connection with each viewer, which is much better for a cold audience. It's much more likely for them to sign up and maybe buy a ticket for a ticket show, or tip for something off the tip menu, or tip towards reaching a goal, something like that. Whereas you might have a model who doesn't convert cold traffic well, but still is very, very successful and maybe makes just as much money as this model. But she's not as good as converting cold traffic because her room is more intimacy based. So you might have a room with 200 users, but you have lots of regulars and high spending customers, and you know the fans that are coming into the room, and you're good at converting them, taking them privates, getting high spending users into long privates with lots of tips, that kind of thing. Whereas some of the models at the top pages, that's not what they focus on. They don't focus on those intimate connections. They focus more on how can we take a large number of viewers and get them to spend a little bit of money each, which of course adds up to a lot. And that's what the campsite is interested in when it's injecting this cold traffic from ads. Then maybe that cold traffic, once they've been converted by those top models, maybe they explore the site further on and they get into a more intimate connection with a model that's lower ranked with 50 viewers in the room. But it's getting that initial cold traffic conversion. So you don't have to, just because you see these models at the top with thousands of viewers in the room, doesn't mean that's what you should be aiming for. Because there is a lot of ways to make money on the campsites. There's a lot of ways to make a lot of money on the campsite. You don't have to have a lot of traffic. If you're someone who has a lot of traffic and performs very well, then that's perfect. Everyone has a different way of doing it. But you don't have to obsess over the room count numbers, but understanding why some models have so many viewers and others don't, but why some are still so successful despite not having that many viewers is really useful, because it allows you to decide which approach you want to take and how you prefer to make the money on what's best suited to you as a webcam model. So essentially it comes down to scale. Some rooms scale very well. Other rooms don't perform at scale. The ones at the top, the thousands of viewers, their rooms perform well with scale. It's a scalable business model. An intimacy-based room is just another type of business, essentially, that doesn't handle scale as well, but it doesn't need the scale to make just as much money as the top performing webcam models. So hopefully this has been a helpful video. Hopefully it's given you some new insights and understanding into the campsite ecosystem as a whole, how traffic flows through it, and where you fit into that as a webcam model. If you have any questions about anything I've discussed or haven't discussed, then leave a comment and I'll answer you as soon as I can. If you are interested in learning more about how we can help you maximize your potential as a webcam model and make as much money as you can with a room and business model that is best suited to you, then there's a link in the video description to our website, which has all of the details on that.